Welcome back to UWC Nation TV. I am the Articulator Steve Kenton, and I'm telling you, as a wrestling fan and as a person that has been studying the history of professional wrestling over the past 30 years, I have seen some amazing things over time. But one of the coolest moments that I think that I can ever recall is being at a live show for the very first time to see and witness the urban American dream, Willie The Bomb Richardson, just lay the smackdown on every single person that he has ever walked across the ring against. And I am very privileged and honored at this time to bring to you, for an exclusive UWC Nation interview, Willie The Bomb Richardson, the urban American dream. It is a pleasure, sir, that I am sitting beside you today in the studios. How are you today?
I'm doing real good. You know, I'm just happy to be here. Every chance I get to tell my story of my wrestling career or the places I've been to, I'm always pleasured to let everybody know a little bit about me. Not everything, but just a little bit about me.
Well, tell us a little bit about how many years you've been doing professional wrestling as a career.
It's so funny because when I tell people this, it's like, they be like, no, you for real? It's going on 15 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
15 years, and I turned 40 this year.
Impressive, impressive. And some would argue that you are as good now as you were 15 years ago.
Well, maybe I should have started, 15 years ago then, or started just a couple of weeks now, because now every day, how anxious I used to be getting into the ring. I'm happy to be here now, boy. It's just sometimes you take that first bump or the second one, and you question your careers and wonder if I still want to keep on wrestling or not. But it's one of those things that keeps me going and keeps me want to get into the ring and compete against everybody I get a chance to.
Absolutely. The UWC Nation is actually a young organization. We know that you specifically have wrestled all across the Midwest. You've actually traveled to the East Coast, the West Coast to participate in big-time professional wrestling events. There have been rumblings about you even going overseas to wrestle against some big-time names. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the highlights of your career as you've gone across this country and the Midwest?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, my biggest goal has always wanted to wrestle in Japan under the red sun. So that's always been my goal, to go over there and just showcase my talents anywhere I can. And during the United States, like I said, I've been to Washington, I've been to California, been to Texas. I even wrestled in Canada a couple of times. So like I say, the urban American dream is just not just a trademark name, but it's just something that I took it upon myself because I've been all over the United States actually wrestling, get to know people, beginning to see other people, how they wrestle and stuff like that, see if my style can adapt to their styles and stuff like that. So I've been almost everywhere, but I would say I haven't been everywhere.
Well, this is very originally insightful to get your views on your career specifically, and let's talk about the UWC Nation. From the very moment that we laid the foundation in this company, you were there. As a matter of fact, your claim to fame at one point was you were the UWC Heavyweight Champion, correct?
Yes. Like I said, the history of that company, I was the first ever crowned UWC Heavyweight Champion. It was a tournament that I went through, and I beat the featured presentation Will Martell for it. So I became the first UWC champion of that company.
That's an awesome honor, and it is amazing that you are still here in the company and you are still fighting and you are clawing to get more and more belts around your waist. And, we've got to talk about recently, as of 2010, and the very, very beginning of this year, you once again formed an alliance with a longtime tag team partner and very good friend of yours. We're talking about the Ghetto Gladiator Trauma. What has your experience been with that very, very extremely talented athlete as the two of you have been Team Dammit over this year?
Well, like I said, me and Trauma, like I said, as singles, I've been all over the Midwest. And as a tag team partner, me and Trauma, we also been over the Midwest. So, like I said, we had set a goal to be the most dominant tag team in the Midwest, or if it goes beyond that. And our goal was this year to be UWC Tag Champions. Well, we accomplished that, being tag team champions up to this point where the last show at the UWC at Carnage, unfortunately, Trauma wasn't able to make it to the show, so I was forced to defend it by myself. And because of the results, we are no longer UWC Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, we definitely would like for you to share a little bit more about that situation. But, in light of what has happened, you are still in the company. You, in terms of a singles performer, you are still among one of the very, very most talented people in the entire organization. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about what you possess, the talents that you possess, we first have to look at you in terms of your strength and your size. How exactly, Willie the Bomb, do you use your size and strength and your power to manhandle opponents and use your body as a weapon?
Well, like I say, everybody always asks me that, well, how can you do this and how can you do that? And like I said, there's only one magical word I always say to everybody is practice. You practice at what you do every time. You practice what you do in the ring, your craft, your movement, and stuff like that. You practice yourself to learn how to wrestle everybody, big guys, small guys, women, children, it doesn't matter. If they're able to step through the ring, then you should be able to wrestle them. And I took it upon myself to adopt myself to learn how to wrestle. Not the big moves, but basic wrestling. Because if you can do basic wrestling moves, then everything else will fall apart. And I tell people that every time, but it seems like they don't grasp the understanding of what I say. So like I say, I do better more showing you than telling you.
Well, you are an outstanding role model for every single performer that is in the UWC Nation. And, when I think about all the different sorts of maneuvers that Willie the Bomb does from the very, very beginning, I'm thinking about some of the moves that you have used to completely end and terrorize careers. We're talking about everything from the desecrating pile driver maneuver. What do you call it again? I kind of forgot already.
I call it the Urban Destroyer.
The Urban Destroyer. And then you have this sick one-arm running clothesline that you have termed, what was that again? What was it called?
I call that the Urban Lariat.
The Urban Lariat. When you hit that on an opponent, their heads literally snap off of their necks. And fans, we got a treat for you because I've always wanted to do this, Willie the Bomb. I want you and I to dissect one of your signature maneuvers. And if we can take a look on this video screen right here, I have for you a part of the previous event called Carnage 3 where you were wrestling all by yourself in a tag team championship match. You came into the match and watch this. Pounce all over the place.
Yeah, that's the reaction I get every time I do that. Like I said, a short, funny story why I pounce. The reason why I pounce all the time because I was doing a show at another federation and stuff like that, and the originator of the pounce was doing the show. I don't know if I can say his name, but I'm going to leave it like that. So the originator of the pounce was at the show. So I took it upon myself to confront the person, that was in the show, hey, like, you can't come on my show, you can't be better than I am. And then all of a sudden, couple of punches, a kick in the groin, he pounced me.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes, and almost in the second row. So I took it upon myself for revenge. I would pounce everybody till I get back at that certain person.
Wow.
So that certain person, you know who I'm talking about, you need to come out of retirement or hiding wherever you at so I can get my revenge. And you could stop this wave of destruction that I'm putting on everybody. If not, I will keep on pouncing till I die.
The dude's probably shivering in his pants right now after what you said. He's probably going to be looking at himself in the mirror saying, what on earth did I just start when I messed with you the first time? Wow. Carnage 3 was the end of Team Dammit. It was the end of a tag team championship championship reign, and it was the end of something that I thought was really special. And there's really only one main reason why you guys lost the tag team championships. It's not because of Willie Bling and Punisher 747. They were there as part of circumstance. We got to talk about your opinions about Dante Devious.
Dante Devious, one-time friend and forever foe. Quiet as kept. Dante Devious was part of Team Damn It. He was like I say, it was Willie the Bomb, Trauma, and Dante Devious, and like I said, we was a construction group. I mean, if you mention Team Damn It, it was us three. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, egos got in the way and stuff like that. He had his own vision of Team Damn It, and we had our own vision of Team Damn It, and it just didn't clash and stuff like that. Like I said, he developed his own personality, and we just took the name and we just kept going, me and Trauma. So, like I said, and then down the road, he felt like that we X'd out him, in certain ways. So every once in a while, he'd take the stick, sharpen it up, and just start poking at us every chance he'd get.
Really? This bad blood has been brewing for a while, and it seems like jealousy over time has caused friction between you and Dante Devious to the point where you guys don't see eye to eye on anything.
Yeah, I know, not on everything, but, there's one eye that he won't be able to see me on is when I make my run for the UWC Heavyweight Championship.
Wow.
And not only that, when I say make my run, I want to be perfectly clear when I say this. There's nobody in the UWC will be able to stop me. Nobody will be able to stand in my way. I promise you this. You step in my way, you will get hurt, you will get moved, you will get bulldozed, and I promise you that.
Fans, you just heard it yourself. Willie The Bomb Richardson's not afraid of anybody. He's not afraid of our top contenders. Iceman Tim Norton. He's not afraid of Diego Corleone. He's not afraid of the feature presentation, Dante Devious. Even the UWC Heavyweight Champion, Handsome Milo Cash. He has made a clear, firm statement. He's here. He wants the championship. He's going to be here more often to take care of business, and he wants his part back, his championship back, and he wants to be the sole ruler of this territory. Urban American Dream, thank you for so much for joining us. Fans, this is UWC Nation TV, and what you just saw is just the beginning. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
That's what I'm talking about.